Barcelona might be already out of the Champions League, but they could wrap up La Liga this coming weekend, standing in the way. Small matter of El Clasico. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're talking about La Liga. That's right, as we head into the latest round of games over in Spain, and we'll get to it in a second. Of course, if you know where you've been, smash your subscribe. Anyone subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, La Liga, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Ruski. That's right, of course. Ancelotti saying goodbye very, very soon to Real Madrid, but can he say goodbye on a high? That's right. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the La Liga race. Win this, and you're still in it. Of course, we'll take a look at what I'm talking about in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the members and the patrons. You know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is revisit the results from last time around over in Spain and then kick on forward to the next weekend of drama. So sit tight, hold on, and let's get into it then, shall we? Looking back at the last weekend of games, and these are those. That's right, kick it all off with Vallecano's 1-0 win over Getafe. I went with a 2-0 win, ain't too shabby. Meanwhile, Alavés did draw with Atlético 0-0. I went with a 2-0 away win on that one, got that one wrong. Villarreal did beat Osasuna 4-2. I went with a 3-1 win. Valencia with a 3-2 win over Las Palmas. I went with a 1-0 win, ain't too shabby. Meanwhile, Barcelona did beat Valladolid 2-1 despite trailing early doors in that game. I went with a 3-0 win. Real Madrid with a 3-2 win over Celta Vigo, a little bit close to the mark, that one. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Sevilla and Leganés duked it out to a 2-2 draw. I went with a 2-1 win. Betis did beat Espanyol 2-1, and I went with a 2-0 win. Sociedad and Atlético Bilbao duked out to a 0-0 draw. I went with a 1-1 draw. And, of course, Girona did beat Mallorca 1-0, and I went the other way. That's right. So that's, of course, the state of play over there. Of course, what about the state of play in the table? Well, let's have a little look at that then, shall we? It should be on the screen right about now, with Barcelona leading the charge. Real Madrid, of course, in second spot. Atletico, and then Bilbao. Going down, of course, it is Las Palmas, it is Leganés, and it is Valladolid. That's right. Those, of course, the states of play there. Of course, it'll kick on forward to another weekend this weekend, and we're going to get into it in just a second. Meanwhile, I'm not going to give you an update with the Super Brew. We are out on the road right now, so it's a little bit hard to do just that. But we are going to look forward to this weekend's games, and these are those. So sit tight, folks. Get down and deeper down, because we're going to take a look at what's going on over in Spain. And we'll start with a trip to Las Palmas. Now, please forgive me because my eyes are absolutely shot and I'm looking on my phone on this one. But we're talking about Las Palmas up against Vallecano, coming out on the 9th of May. That's right. They've played 28 times since 1997. We've got 10 wins Las Palmas. We've got 8 wins Vallecano. And there's been 10 draws between the two sides. But coming into this, we got Las Palmas sitting in 18th right now, 32 points this season, back-to-back defeats. Up against Vallecano, coming into who are in 8th. Fantastic season, 44 points for the board on them, and coming into this on the back of a win. Now, the last time these two sides played over in Las Palmas, it was a 1-0 win for Vallecano way back on October 2023. The reverse fixture this season was the 3-1 win for Las Palmas way back in November. Coming into this, Las Palmas, though, on the back of that 3-2 win last time around. This is so difficult. Can I do it this way? Is it going to help me? I don't think it is. Vallecano also coming into this on the back of a win themselves, of course. I do have odds, I think, if I can get to it. The odds for this, we have Las Palmas at 11-8 for the victory. We have 11-5 is the draw, and 2-1, of course, is the away win on this one. For me, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one, points apiece, right down the middle, and of course, no one's really going to be happy with that, are they? Let's kick it on forward then, shall we go? Valencia up against Getafe, Camacho, over at the Mestalla, that's right, on the 10th of May, that's right. Valencia coming into this under Carlos Corbejan. They sit in 12th in the table, 42 points for the season. They've a marvellous recovery under Corbejan since he's taken over. Up against Getafe, who are all the way down to 13th right now, 39 points, just 3 points separates these two sides coming into this. They played 44 times since 2004, 20 wins for Valencia. There's been 14 wins for Getafe, and there's been 10 draws between the two sides. Coming into this, though, Valencia are unbeaten in at least the last 6. Getafe were 4 defeats on the spin now. They last played at this very venue. It was a 1-0 win for Valencia way back in March 2024. The reverse fixture in Getafe was a 1-1 draw back in October. Now, coming into this, Valencia on the back of that 3-2 win this past weekend. Getafe picking up a 1-0 loss last time around, but the bookies, they're going to back Valencia on this one, surely. 2019 on is your Valencia, 2-1 is the draw, and 7-2 is your away win. We are backing Valencia, we're backing Corbejan, and we're backing the 3 points as well. Celta Vigo They're next up against Sevilla, coming out to Estadio Balados. That's right, Celta Vigo currently find themselves 7th for the table, 46 points for the season. They've just won once of the last 4 matches. Up against Sevilla, who are all the way down into, where is that? They're down to 16th right now, 38 points, and they are winless in the last 6 matches, of course. They played their opposition here, Celta Vigo, 47 times since 1993, 18 wins apiece, and there's been 11 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Celta Vigo, it was a 1-1 draw back in November 2023. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture over at Sevilla back in December this season was a 1-0 win for Sevilla. Sevilla on the back of a 2-2 draw against Leganés. Most recently, Celta Vigo on the back of a 3-2 loss to Real Madrid. Is that right, Real Madrid? Of course, bookies odds for this one. What do we have right here, right now? We are looking at it, and it is a 5-4 on for Celta Vigo. 10-3 is just Sevilla, and 13-5 is the draw. Tight one here. We're going to back a draw once again, point to piece, right down the middle. Meanwhile, Girona up against Villarreal, coming at you over at the Estadio Monteverde. Girona are, of course, not the best this season. They're all the way down to 15th, I think, right now. 38 points on the board. Up against Villarreal, who are in 5th with 58 points right now. And they're coming into this on back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, Girona on the back-to-back games without a defeat themselves, and have played Villarreal 14 times since 2004. 5 wins Girona, 8 wins Villarreal. There's been 1 draw between these two sides. Now, 1 draw was the reverse fixture this season over at Villarreal. That was back in December 2024. The last time they played at this venue was a 1-0 win for Villarreal. Girona on the back of a 1-0 win over Mallorca most recently. Villarreal with a 4-2 win over Osasuna. And that's, of course, coming into this. Bookies odds right here, right now. Girona 2-1 for the victory, 23-20. Villarreal 27-10 is the draw. You got to back the away side here. 2-0 winners in the bloody, and that's right. So that's the state of play in that game. Next up at the blocks, what do we have? We have Mallorca up against Valladolid. That's right. Also coming at you over on the 10th of May at the Mallorca Samoa Stadium. Of course, Mallorca are all the way down to 10th right now. Good season for them, but bit of bad form. Just 1 win in the last 6 up against Valladolid, who are rock bottom, 20 for the table, 16 points for the season, and lost at least 6 on the spin. Looks like they haven't won in the last 15 matches. Now, they played Mallorca 40 times since 1997. 16 wins apiece and 8 draws, of course. The last time they played over at Mallorca, it was, I believe, a 1-0 win way back in January 2023. The reverse fixture this season over Valladolid was a 2-1 win for Mallorca as well, who are unbeaten against their opposition over the last 3 matches. 2 wins and 1 draw to boot. Mallorca, though, on the back of the 1-0 loss to Girona. Valladolid on the back of a 2-1 loss to somebody last time around. Of course, I don't have that name in front of me, but the odds right here, right now, we're looking at it 3-1 or 3-1 on is your Mallorca. They're red hot favorites. 9-1 is the draw, and 50-4. 50-4 is the draw. 9-1 is your away win on this one. Tight one, but they're going to go with a 2-1 win. Mallorca looking good. Meanwhile, the game of the day, Atlético up against Real Sociedad, coming at you over the Riyadh Air Metropolitano. Madrid are currently find themselves into 3rd right now, 67 points up against my boys, who are 11th, all the way down to 43 points for the campaign. Now, they played 56 times since 1993, 26 wins for Madrid. There's been 18 wins for Sociedad, and there's been 12 draws between these two sides. Coming into this, though, Madrid just 1 defeat in the last 5 up against Sociedad, who have lost or winless in the last 4 heading into this. Now, the last time they played over at Madrid, it was a 2-1 win for Atletico way back in October 2023. The reverse fixture was a 1-1 draw in Sociedad back in October 2024. Madrid are unbeaten against Sociedad over the last 6. They've won 3 and they've drawn 3. And they're coming into this, though, on the back of a draw themselves. Most recently was Sociedad, also drawing 0-0 as well. So both sides are on the back of 0-0s. The bookies on this one, 13-8 on is your Atletico Madrid, 11-4 is the draw, and 9-2 is, of course, your Sociedad. I like to back my boys, but I've got to back Atletico with a 2-0 win at home. Should be a business as usual. Into Sunday, the 11th of May we go. It's Leganés, it's Espanyol at the Estadio Municipal de Bartic. Leganés coming to find themselves into 19th spot. 3 draws on the spin here. In fact, they've drawn 4 of the last 5 up against Espanyol, winless in the last 3. They're all the way down to 14th right now with 39 points. They played 13 times since 2016. There's been 6 wins for Leganés. There's been 5 wins for Espanyol. There's been 2 draws between 2 sides. Coming into this, though, Leganés did draw with Espanyol the last time I played at this venue. It was a 0-0 draw way back in April 2024. This was in the Segundo Division. This season, it was a 1-1 draw over in Espanyol back in January 2025. Leganés, though, on the back of a 2-2 draw themselves. Espanyol on the back of a 2-1 loss last time around. The odds for this one, though, coming at you right here and now, 5-4 is your Leganés, 5-2 is your Espanyol, 2-1 is the draw. Leganés are the hosts, and they are the favourite here. Going to go with a 0-0 draw myself, as both sides continue to flap around. Meanwhile, we hop on over to Barcelona, aka the Estadio Olympic Luis Companys. Barcelona against Real Madrid. It's El Clasico, and it's coming at you this coming Sunday, the 11th of May. Now, they played 90 times since 1994, 42 wins. Barcelona has been 29 wins for Real Madrid. There's been 19 draws. Barcelona tip at the top of the table with 79 points, just one defeat in the last 6, up against Real Madrid, who are on 75 points and in second spot. And a win for them, they put them up to 78. They won't take over, but they'll be right back in the thick of things. Of course, Real Madrid winning 4 of the last 6, pretty good form for them. They are on 67% form up against Barcelona, who are fresh on the back of a Champions League exit to Internazionale this past week. Also, coming into this, they played quite a few times already this season. This will be the 5th time they have played. They played a friendly, so that doesn't really count. They played. Let's take a look at the last 3 then. The last 3 serious games. The reverse fixture in Madrid was a 4-0 win for Barcelona way back in October this campaign. They also played in the Super Cup as a 5-2 win for Barcelona way back in January. And of course, they played in the Copa del Rey, and Barcelona won that one 3-2. So they've won 3 on the spin competitively this season. They've scored actually 8 goals, 10 goals, 12 goals. Barcelona have scored 12 goals compared to Real Madrid's 4 over the course of those 3 matches. Now, coming into this, Barcelona off the back of that 4-3 extra time loss to Internazionale Real Madrid, on the back of that 3-2 win themselves in La Liga last time around. The odds for this one, 20-19 on is your Barcelona, up against 23-10 is your Real Madrid, 29-10 is the draw. Remember, Carlo Ancelotti is tapping out at the end of the season. Will he tap out a trophyless this campaign? Well, I think it's going to be a tough old slog here. 3-2 win. I think Barcelona, with that, should wrap up the title. If not this week, it will be the next. Meanwhile, Bilbao take on Alavés. Coming to each other at San Mams. That's right, Bilbao got a busy week themselves. Can they continue the Spanish adventure in the Europa Cup? They're taking on Alavés, which they have played 30 times since 1999. 16 wins Bilbao, 6 wins Alavés. There's been 8 draws between the two sides. Bilbao are 4th in the table, 61 points, of course, coming into just 1 win in the last 4 matches, up against Alavés, who are coming into this on the back of just 1 defeat in the last 5. That's right. Now, the last time that these two sides played at the San Mams, it was a 2-0 win way back in March 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-1 draw earlier in the season back in December. Bilbao on the back of that 0-0 draw most recently. They've got Manchester United coming up in a big old mountain to climb, though. Alavés also on the back of a 0-0 draw themselves last time around. The odds right here, right now. Bilbao 2017 on for the victory. 4-1 is the away win. 21-10 is the draw. What are we doing on this one? We are going to go with a 2-0 win Bilbao. Of course we are, to wrap it up. And then finally we go... Where do we go? We go to Real Betis up against Osasuna, also on Sunday. The Benito Villamiran. Betis coming into this are 6th in the table, 57 points for the campaign. They've won 4 on the spin. Up against Osasuna, who are all the way down to 9th right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. And of course on 44 points for the campaign. They played each other 40 times since 2001. 23 wins for Real Betis, 12 wins for Osasuna. There's been 5 draws between these two sides. Last time around, over at Betis, it was a 2-1 win for the hosts back in October 2023. The reverse fixture, also a 2-1 win for Betis in Osasuna back in October. In fact, Real Betis have won 3 on the spin, looking to make it 4, and they're coming into this on the back of a 2-1 win themselves this past weekend. Osasuna with a 4-2 loss to Villarreal most recently. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at it, and of course, Real Betis 5-3 on for the victory, 5-1 is your away win, and 11-4 is the bloody draw right here, right now. We're going to back Betis on this one to take it to the house, and of course, if I'm right, guys, this is what table will look like. Barcelona will remain kicking ass and taking aims with 7 points clearance with Real Madrid. I think there's 3 games left, so mathematically they might have a chance, but realistically it should be all over. Atletico Madrid might have options for challenging at the top 2. We'll see. Going down, Valladolid already toast Leganés and Las Palmas at the time of asking. So that's why I take it, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below as we look forward to seeing your picks and my picks next time around. But until then, be safe out there. Keep on predicting, of course. See you on the other side.